What's up, FM peers? Today I am going to be doing a basing tutorial for y'all. This is how I do my Adeptus Mechanicus Martian bases. So it's a very easy way to do a Martian base. So let's go ahead and get on to it, guys. What's up? So I am going to be working on my Martian type bases. I'm using a 32mm here. It's going to be for my cybernetic datasmith. So I got my base, and the first color I'm going to do is Mephiston Red. Now y'all are probably kind of wondering, like, why is he painting Mephiston Red if he's just going to lay it over with some Martian Ironcrust? Well, the reason is because that stuff kind of breaks apart, and what you want to have below it is you want to make sure it's not a black base below it, because when it does crack and it does kind of maneuver out and cracks and does that kind of stuff, you don't want to see the black undercoat. So you want to get we're just going to do a couple coats of Mephiston Red on there, and then a couple washes, so it'll so when it does crack, you'll see red underneath, like a darker type red, so it kind of looks like a Martian arid soil underneath. So just like that. I've got an old medium base brush here. Doing bases, it really doesn't matter. Now, when I paint this, I'm just going to paint the top of it, okay? I'm actually not going to paint the rim of it. I think there's some basic techniques out there when you really look at them that are really good. When you do the outside rim, it kind of matches the army, but I think the black and with the red base on top of it, definitely for the Martian area, for Martian soil and that kind of stuff, it adds a good, very good, I mean, it just adds an extra layer, so it makes the model pop a little more. I am painting out of the top of this because, let's be honest, I'm putting on bases here, and I could really care less about the actual smoothness of the paint and everything. They just did a video on Warhammer TV on how to wet thin your paints. I think it's probably the best one because, they always say you got to thin your paints and everything like that, but that was actually the first time that Duncan and them went through on actually doing that. So, which is cool. I think it helps out a lot. So just like that, I've got my first layer on there. I'll be back in a couple minutes and we'll do the second layer, and then I'll do the second layer off camera, and then we'll do, I'll show you the next wash phase after this too as well. So we'll be back when this is all dry and ready to go on to the next phase. Hey guys, so the next part is done. It's all red, as you can tell. Nice and red, not too bad. And the next color we are going to get is Nuln Oil. So we're going to do a layer of Nuln Oil on it. I've got my old medium base brush. Definitely need it. So let's see here. Just going to get some on my brush. Work it around. Make sure it's nice and smooth. Not too bad. And then next we're gonna let that dry, of course, and then we'll move on to the next color. Hey guys, so we are on to the next color, which is Agrax Earthshade. So as you can tell, that Nuln Oil there has kind of darkened it up a little bit. I kind of want to add a little bit of a different shade, so I want a little more of a brown shade to it. So we'll go ahead and get that done. This will just kind of give it a little bit of a darker shade, so it'll kind of blend in really nice in the background. So just like that, the Agrax Earthshade is on. We will let that dry, and then we will get on to the Martian Ironcrust. And if I say it really slow, I think I pronounce everything pretty well. Hey guys, so it's almost dry. I am going to move on to the next color, and we're going to do Martian Ironcrust. Got my old beat up brush here again. A little wet. Oh, gotta clean it off. Sorry about that. Forgot that I used my brush cleaner on it so it wouldn't get all messed up. So okay. So just like this before, just gonna get all this stuff off the side. And smush it in there and get it on there. Spread it out. Just like the other one, you want to get on there nice and thick. Get all of it spread out. Try to get rid of the big lumps, basically. You can tell the reason why I did the red on the bottom is because it'll come through and give it a nice good red undertone underneath. Getting on the sides like I just did, just kind of wipe it off. Let's see, I still need some spots down here. Just like that. It's all nicely spread apart. You can just kind of see the texture on there. It's all nicely spread apart. And you know, this stuff, you know, it does take a little while to dry. So just like that, I'm going to put it down, leave it off to the side, and let it dry. Well guys, it's all dried. You can kind of see it's all about where I wanted it to be. Nice and a good color and texture on it. So the last step is we're going to use Citadel Dry Kindleflame. Kindleflame, I think it is. So with the dry stuff, it's a little bit different than working that. So I've got a very medium dry brush here. It's all cleaned up. Let's see here. You can tell the dry definitely looks a lot different than normal paint. So just like that, I'm going to dip it in here. Use my rag over here. Kind of brush it off a little bit more. Yeah, just as you can tell, I'm just trying to get it to a good, nice texture on there. And then you just lightly go over it just like this. I kind of use the edge of the brush, flip it around. And you know, you can kind of see it. I'll get some more. But you can kind of see it's lightly getting those edges, those top edges, and that's really what you want it to do. You basically, when you're dry brushing, especially with the dry paint, is you just want it to kind of pick up those top edges. So I'm just going to go over and with my brush itself and just get those top edges and make sure I do get those top edges to bring out that shade and color of giving the deeper parts the recess. So more and more and more. Make sure I grab those top edges, really lightly brush it over. And the last step we're going to get to in 1 second after I make sure this is all done, just lightly going over. I just want to keep on going over and make sure I'm actually getting the nice highlights and everything that I want to get. Some people may do it faster, maybe do it slower. I just want to make sure I get the effect that I'm going for. That is done. I'm going to clean off this brush and we're going to get on to the last step of doing a Martian base. So the last step is I'm going to get ABADDON black here, abandoned black, I think, I don't know, who knows. And as you can tell on the edge, it did get some colors of you know, some of the other paints I was using. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to get ABADDON black here, and I got a small base brush. It's pretty good. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around here and just make sure I get it over on the colors that actually got picked up here. Definitely my brush is big time wet, so. And just finish off and go completely around the base and make sure you get all the colors you left on there. And that'll definitely clean up the base itself. So. I'm just kind of going around and making sure I get the edge of the base and not get the top of it. And as soon as all that dries, we'll pick it up and we'll get a close-up of the actual base and see how y'all like it. Well guys, the base is now done, as you can see here. Top is all kind of done. You can kind of tell here, got a nice good highlight and everything on there. I do like doing the edge black. I think it does bring out the model, especially on the Martian one. So this is what I'm using for all my Martian bases. So guys, we'll go to the wrap up. I appreciate y'all watching. Hey guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the Martian bases. It's pretty easy to do, really quick and easy, not too many colors, pretty easy. So other than that, guys, man, I appreciate all our Patreon subscribers and everyone who watches these videos. So if you want me to do anything else, man, don't forget, leave a comment down here, and I'm going to put all the different paints and everything I use down in the comments too as well, guys. So appreciate everything, guys. So catch y'all later.